Nearly 1 in 5 Albertans say they know nothing about residential schools. And as more graves are being discovered at former residential school sites across the country, one survey is hoping to put some pressure on the provincial government into adding more of Canada's history into the school's curriculum. According to the survey, commissioned by the Canadian Race Relations Foundation and the Assembly of First Nations, only 9% of Albertans are familiar with the history of the residential school system, and nearly 20% know nothing about it. 28% of Alberta residents were shocked by the news of the discovery of the remains in Kamloops, and 34% were not conscious of the gravity of how bad the abuses at the residential schools were.
To me, that's a bit alarming because of just not even knowing anything about this part of Canada's history.
Métis and Cree activist Roy Pogorzelski is originally from Saskatchewan. He says the discovery of 751 unmarked graves at a former residential school in Saskatchewan, the most significant found in Canada to date, is deeply emotional.
Can't even imagine the type of pain and traumatization that brings up in the community and the conversations and the healing that's going to have to happen.
Saying one way Canada can move forward in the spirit of truth and reconciliation is educating Canadians on Canada's true history and adding the First Nation, Métis, and Indigenous lens into Alberta's school curriculum.
We need to talk about Canada's history authentically and truthfully. We can't shy away from, what has happened in our country's history. We can't.
According to the poll, Albertans want to learn more about Canada's past. The province's new K-6 curriculum has been under fire, with critics calling it a whitewashing of history. A spokesperson for Alberta's education minister tells City News in part, the draft curriculum is just that, a draft. All Albertans are encouraged to provide feedback before it's implemented in fall 2022. In Edmonton, Rochelle Soufi, City News.
73 new cases of COVID-19 being reported since Wednesday in Alberta.